Friends, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, choir people. Good morning, choir people. All right, so, friends, man, we are coming to the very end here, right? Hey, students, anybody excited for summer? Okay, all right, hands down. Teachers excited for summer? Yes? Okay. Those are less enthusiastic hands. I'm just going to let you know. So, all right, well, yeah, we're coming to the very end. This is kind of an odd mass. I'll tell you why, because our 8th graders, this is the last mass with our 8th graders being with us as a school community. How about that? It's wild. And kindergartners, you're not going to be here next week for mass. So next week's mass is just 1st through 7th grade. So it's going to be a little bit smaller, but man, we're just moving on. Things keep changing and growing. So anyway, so here I want to talk about this gospel that we have today. So Jesus, he's with his friends and he's talking to them the night before he's going to suffer and die. This is what is called Jesus' Last Supper discourse. He's trying to prepare their hearts for him leaving. He's trying to prepare their hearts for him leaving, his suffering, death, his resurrection, all of that. And he has this desire on his heart. He's looking at them and he's saying, I desire something for you. And this is what he says, Holy Father, keep them in your name that you have given me, so that they may be one, just as we are one. Jesus is looking at them the night before he dies, and he's desiring that they be united, that they be one, that they be united. Now, look, oftentimes we find unity, oneness, in oftentimes kind of destructive ways. Sometimes in good ways, but so like for example, sometimes we find unity. We feel one by being part of, I don't know, being in the same club or being in the same class. We're united by being on the same team, striving towards the same goal. Maybe you've got a class project or like a group project. You're united in the effort of making the project happen. We find unity in that way. But oftentimes, we find unity in sinful and destructive ways, harmful ways. Oftentimes we find unity in, like, through gossip, right? So like I'm with this group of people, and we start talking about the one person who's not with us at that time. We start talking about how annoying she is, or how annoying he is, or how frustrating it is to be with this person. We start just talking about this other person. And we as a group, we find unity by gossiping about this person. Or we as a group, we find unity by excluding this person. We as a group, we find unity, we find oneness by bullying this person, by putting this person down, by excluding this person. That's oftentimes how we find unity, and it's not what the Lord wants for us. That's not how he wants us to be. Like, part of why we do that is because honestly, part of the reason why we do that is because it kind of works. But it's a sinful unity. And it's not lasting. Like, how does he want us to find unity? He wants us to find unity in him. Like, the reason why the way the Lord wants us to be united is by organizing ourselves through relationship to Jesus. I want you to picture right now, like a bicycle wheel, right? Okay, so picture it in your mind. You got it in your mind? Yes? 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 Give me some of this so you can picture it. Okay. I picture a bicycle wheel, and there's the center of the wheel, the hub of the wheel, and connected from the hub are all of the spokes of the wheel, right? So every point around the wheel is united by being connected to the center of the wheel. So in this analogy, who is the center? Say it louder. Who's the center? Jesus, right? Jesus. Jesus is the center. Like, this is what I've realized in my own life as a disciple, that no matter where I go, no matter who I'm with, if I encounter somebody who's a friend of Jesus, then that person and I can be united. Like, I've been on airplanes sitting next to random people, and they discover that I'm a priest. I discover that they are Christians. And because they know Jesus and I know Jesus, we have a lot in common. We have unity in that sense. Like this school, like our school as a school community, the unity of our school is Jesus in the center. Jesus is the focal point. Jesus is the focal point of our Catholic school. He's the very thing that holds everything together. He's the thing that holds everything together. And the more that we are all individually in relationship with Jesus, the more that our school will feel like a unity, like a oneness. So friends, here's what I want us to do. I want us to take a second. Let's close our eyes. I want us to just ask Jesus, Jesus, I want you to take me deeper. I want a deeper relationship with you so that all of us can experience deeper unity. Amen.